Hey, welcome to Radish Weekly. We are here to talk boba. We have Hawkewind, aka Fish. He'll be with us, and then we also have Spec up on stage. If you want to join us on stage, please radish.com. I'm sorry, Radish digital with a J.com/content, and choose the restream option. You can come up on stage, you can talk. Spec said he has a few minutes, and I definitely want to make sure that we give him a space to talk because, Spec, what is your job?
Oh, I am the lead artist for BoBA and HTH.
That's pretty
That's all.
freaking cool.
Yeah,
That's all.
I love it.
Yeah, that's all he does. So, it's been a couple days now. What's your impression of seeing your art out in the public, all over the country, people ripping it, seeing it, talking about it? What's your impression?
So far it's pretty amazing because there's barely anything negative anywhere about the art. Like I have not seen really one negative thing anywhere.
You're saying that, and now you're asking it for it.
Yeah, like I'm looking for it because I just want to know. Like I want to know where things can be improved upon, if at all. But for the most part, anybody who pulls stuff who's not expecting, they love what they see.
Yeah, no, I know for Fisher and I, we've been around for years and years, and we've watched the HTH iterations and now into boba, and it's amazing seeing these characters and the different weapons. Seeing the glow for the first time, you're like, holy cow, what is that? And then you see a hex and you're like, it's a hex. And then you get the bubble gum, and it's fun. Like I actually was on a rip last night with my son, and like the art is very, very friendly to bring the 8-year-old in to watch. I had to mute the people that were ripping, but to look at the artwork, it was pretty awesome.
Thank you.
That's pretty funny. Yeah,
we've got really a great team.
Yeah, really good. Some of the art that I saw of yours, I've been seeing it for a while now, and it really pops on the printer, especially the ones that are done on the digital printer. Those are the ones with the it's got a mylar stock that's put on as a surface finish, and then foil is done on top of that, and so they're a little bit thicker. And because it's a digital printer, it prints out really, really nice. And then it gets a treatment on top of that. So those cards are just popping like crazy, and they're just wonderful to look at.
I won't lie. I've only been looking at digital copies of it because I went in on a box with some community members, and that box was shipped to Arizona, stopped, redirecting to Michigan, then needs to get back down to me. So it's going to be a little while till I can rip my own box, but I do have some cards that are supposed to come today that I can actually look at and feel, and I'm really excited to see what they look like in person.
And they look great.
Yeah, they do actually. Let's see if I can show if it'll pull. Yeah. So you have to take them out of the one thing I noticed, if you take them out of the penny sleeves, just be careful. Notice the difference on how much it shines as you tilt it.
Oh yeah.
In a penny sleeve, it'll reflect a lot in the light, the actual plastic in the penny sleeve. So
it looks absolutely amazing. And I know, Spec, you said you had to run shortly. Did you have anything you wanted to talk about? Anything you wanted to say?
I think I accidentally got on stage, but I have no problem, talking about this. So
I force people on stage all the time. It's okay.
There you go. No, but I'm always open for questions and comments about anything. Please, the more feedback. One of the things I've told Jeff and everybody is I do not have an ego, so please don't, just tell me what you don't like, and I'll change it and fix it.
Awesome. And in Discord, you are user?
Spec.
Pretty simple, right?
Yep, pretty simple.
So I'll say one thing. I'll be the first critic.
Yeah, go for it.
Oh God, it's me in the German. Okay, that was Italian. So This is a bad example, actually, but do you see this card?
Yeah. Wait, who is that? That is
That's Bo Jackson
oh
from the
yes.
National.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
So if you see the black where his head actually goes outside the box, there's some black in it. And black on black actually bleeds together. It doesn't stand out. There's a few players that have that black up top, depending on their weapon and what style they're done. And so that blends in sometimes to the black background.
Yes, me and the graphic designer have talked about that and talked about trying to make sure we add extra highlights to areas. So just kind of disseminating that to the other artists as well. And yeah, we yeah. In fact, we were just talking about that today. So
I wanted to just give you one because you asked for it.
Yeah, no, that's great. And it's definitely something we have noticed, and I am making the conscious effort of trying to add extra highlights everywhere there's a black, like almost like a dark onto a black line.
Yeah, like a glow, not necessarily this, but examples like a glow outline. Again, not what you would do, but
soft
it would give
highlight I use. Yeah.
Yep.
And Hawkewind, just for the audience, what role did you play within the BoBA team?
So first and foremost, I'm an independent contractor, so that's important to know. And recently, all what I'm doing is QCing at the printer itself. So spec, that wasn't exactly a nice thing for me to actually bombard you with, because I actually saw it proofing at the printer. And I mentioned it a little while back, actually, in the summary. So I see these cards before they actually go to the printing press, and then I see them on the first runs. And then if they're really rare ones, I actually see them as they get printed and sometimes reject or not. But it's a team for QC. It's not just me.
Right. No, and it's kind of cool. You see we've got Spec up front creating all of this. Hawkewind, you get to see some of the final products before it actually went to get packaged and shipped and everything else. And that process in between, it's incredible how many things happened and how many things had to go right to get this out by Black Friday.
Yep.
Yeah. To get this out by Black Friday. And I know, like me, my box was getting shipped to somebody else. I knew it was going to be a little delayed. It's going to be a little bit more delayed, but honestly, it's not, in the grand scheme of things, it's not a big deal.
Yeah.
And being able to see so many people, it was disappointing not having it Black Friday, but people then get it Saturday or they get it Monday. And now you've had people all weekend doing these breaks on Whatnot or everywhere else. Everybody seems to be doing a break. And now people are getting their own boxes and they're getting to rip for themselves. Like, I actually kind of like the rollout as it's gone through.
Yeah, exactly right. You get to live vicariously through others right now, and then you still have the big surprise and the tactile experience and the in-your-face visual of your own coming up.
Yeah. The only thing I feel bad for everybody else is the fact that one of one bow, it's sitting in my hobby box waiting for it to come to me. That's the only disappointing thing for everybody else, is they have to wait until I get mine.
Sure, buddy. Sure.
Oh,
keep saying that.
Now, if you hit
I hope a 12-year-old hits it. I really do.
Well, my wife calls me a 12-year-old a lot, so does that count?
No.
All right. So if you end up hitting it, Hawk, what are you doing with that? Are you going to take Bo up on his offer? Are you going to go look for a community member?
I don't know what I would do with it. I hope I don't hit it. I don't want to hit it. I want someone else to get it.
Fair enough. No, I want to make sure. I would love to hit it. Two of my buddies and me go play golf with Bo Jackson for a day. Talk about a story. Like that's amazing. There's not a lot of opportunities to do something like that, and to do it ripping open cards that I'm excited to play the game. My son and I actually, after watching the stream yesterday, we played 3 matches. He beat me 2 out of 3, but we don't want to talk about that.
Yeah.
So
that's funny.
It's awesome that you get to rip and you get to see the cards and you get to everybody's looking for these big hits, but ultimately what's it coming back to? It's engagement. And an 8-year-old, after watching some of these, being like, "Hey, can we play Bo Jackson? Yeah, let's go." So
yeah. Let's do this. Is there anyone out in the audience that has questions or want to bring up a topic? I'm trying to pull up YouTube and see.
So we've got Yo-Yo out in the world watching. Yo-Yo, feel free to jump up on screen if you can. Let's see if I can.
Let me see. I'm pulling up YouTube Radish Digital. See if I can look there.
Well, we've got a couple of ways to actually watch the show. We've got people out on X. We've got people on YouTube.
Oh, God.
I'd love to see more people come up and join us in here. I can overlay the comments.
Okay.
There we go. We can see Yo-Yo talking. So if somebody out in Twitter or YouTube world wants to talk, so we know you're there, just hit something.
Okay. So I got some thoughts on specifically for the Alpha Bo Jackson Battle Arena. But I was thinking if we have anyone that is out there that would like to hear it, that'd be great. But if not, then I'll just save them.
Jordan's out there. Courtney's out there. Yeah, we've got people. Let's hear it. What do you have to say?
So I think it was 2 days ago. It could have been early yesterday, but I think it was 2 days ago. Frenchie actually posted, people were asking how rare is the bubble gum and how rare is the metallic steel. Do you guys know what the metallic steel is?
There was somebody. Hey, Kyle's on. So there was somebody, I think it was Galileo. He showed a redemption card and said metallic battle foil. I was like, I haven't heard metallic battle foil yet. What's that?
Guys,
haven't had anybody respond.
Yeah, guys in the audience, do you guys know what metallic steel is? Have you seen any? I've seen up for sale. I've seen people post it. I don't know if they knew that's what they're posting or not. I know some people know it, but it looks like steel, and it's one of those I think is going to be lost for people opening it, and it is definitely rarer than steel.
We have about a 30-second delay, so
there's a delay.
We'll see if anything comes through. Kyle said he doesn't know. He just opened 2. So let's talk about it. What is it?
So let me see if I got a steel one. This is not it exactly, but this is a paper card, so it's not it. It's a foil card. Let's see. Here's a foil card. This is the foil. And let me take it out of the wrapper real quick. This is actually one I have up on eBay auction right now. This is the foil rad Caitlin Clark. And what in this area right here, you can kind of see it in the paper steel. So in the middle, on the foil version of this, you'll see where there's these lines that are a little bit like the rainbow if you tilt it up and down right in this area. And it's a solid color when it's the steel, and it's actually metallic steel when there's lines going across that look like a rainbow. So anybody know, does that make sense to anybody? And if not, you should go through and look. Those are rare. They are not serialized. That's why people don't know or understand. I wanted to make sure everybody has that knowledge.
So it has that same metallic look, but it's foiled, and there's lines that come across it.
Yep, in the middle.
They horizontal, diagonal?
They're horizontal.
Down. Okay.
It only is in the. They don't bleed out at all, so they're only in the framed area in the upper half, like halfway in the upper half.
So like behind the the hero.
Yep.
But not outside on the borders.
Right, correct. So it's only in this area within the borders.
Okay.
So look for those. They're rare. They're rare though. So if you don't see any, that's because they're rare. And I don't know how many there were made of it. I just wanted to make sure people understand, because there, as Frenchie has said a couple times, postings. And so it's public knowledge is that some of the non-serialized ones, there's bubblegum that he said is rare. That's non-serialized. There's this metallic steel that is non-serialized. That's kind of rare to rare. And then non-serialized. Those are actually good cards to have. So.
And by good cards, you're talking collectability wise, just because there's not a lot of them out in the world.
I would say rarity, which leads into collectability. Okay. I'd say it the other way around, but we're talking the same thing.
Okay. But as far as I have noticed, like the hex on the power continues, the hex is at top, or bubblegum might be at the same tier. It'd be interesting to see, you know, what are those breakdowns, and by how much does each level increase? Because, you know, you have your basic foiled version, and then you go up and you get the ice. So start with steel, then go to ice and fire. It might be interesting to see just somebody with one of each of those copies all the way across, just to see what that power creep actually looks like.
I bet you someone like there's some people out there already, I suspect, that have a spreadsheet and they're writing it up. I don't think it's too hard to look at. What you have is the rarity of the parallel. So that's easy to see, except for those few that are non-serialized. So the rarity of the parallel is you can look at the serialized autos and probably extrapolate. I don't know for sure on this. I'm guessing, just like everyone else. Extrapolate to the paper foil version or paper. And then you have the rarity of the weapons, and all those two factors are going into the power.
Yeah.
Right. And someone's got a spreadsheet, I'm sure, actually charting it and then seeing the patterns and then figuring it out from there.
Well, we know Frenchie does, because Frenchie's a spreadsheet guy, period. But
yeah, but the community could do one of groupthink on that one.
Maybe I'll reach out to Alpha or B-Jamps or one of those guys that you know has a ton of cards, and just say, go through and document your cards for me and send me the spreadsheet. Let's see what kind of response we get there.
Well, I would go with B-Jamps is a player these days, but he's collector first and foremost, and I think I read that from his posts over the years. Yeah. I could be wrong, but I think he's a collector first. I would go with the people who are players first that are now becoming collectors. Those are the ones you want to hit up.
Now, so we have bubblegum version, then there's bubblegum autograph.
Yeah.
Where did these autographs? I've seen the autos on just the white background. I've seen them on the different weapon tiers. Is it all the way up to bubblegum and then you have the super foiled, or I haven't seen any glow. At least I don't think I've seen the glow autographs.
So here's what I would do. I saw this myself. Frenchie did a post like 2 days ago. This is what I was getting to, and I got sidetracked. Sorry. Did a post like 2 days ago. And he actually was saying in that post that he's given a kind of what the rarity hierarchy was, including with the non-serialized, and then he wants the community to figure out from there, and that we're not going to tell numbers or anything, and then go from there. I think it's really important for people to just find those postings, or it could be more than one. You might have to piece it together. And unfortunately, I don't know if he did it in the Block Packs Discord or in the Bo Jackson Battle Arena Discord. But you guys have to find that posting.
Yeah, we'll have to go back. It's so hard to keep up with all the postings. And honestly, sitting there refreshing eBay 27,000 times, because if you don't, B-Jamps is just going to snipe you. He's picked up some nice cards on eBay, and I know that there's a couple other people that are now hunting eBay pretty well.
Yes, exactly. And everybody here has got a good idea, but I'll just say it. The Apex cards. So an Apex card is a category. It's not a card. So some people might get confused with that. So it's Apex card is a category of cards. So that is when it has a power of 160 on up. And that is you use those in an Apex deck. So it's a category of cards that you all have 160 plus power cards, and you play with that. And there is going to be in the future Apex tournaments. You can only bring cards that are 160 plus in decks.
Okay.
And then,
how many? So you have in the game you have 60 heroes in a deck. Is it you have 60, 160 or above cards, or is there a percentage, or has that not been officially? I haven't seen it posted anywhere, at least.
You got to have plays. You got hot dogs. If I'm correct,
I think it's 30 plays, 10 hot dogs, and then 60 heroes.
But you can have multiples of heroes.
But do they all need to be, if say I'm trying to put together an Apex deck, which I will say bluntly, no, that's not going to be my game. Do I need all cards that are 160 and above, or do I need 3 cards, or do I need or has that just not been posted anywhere yet? And we'll have to all wait and see what the team says.
All right. I don't know if it's Stefan or Steven, but I'm going to say Stefan. He posted, when I look at my balls, it's metallic steel. And I missed that post. So I want to just point that out to everyone. I don't know what he's talking about, but it sounded funny. So
maybe he has a super baby or something.
maybe he's wearing, I don't know if people know about Thai boxing, but they wear a Thai cup and it's made of steel.
Interesting tidbit.
So the question, what was the in one sentence, what was the question?
Has the team announced how many cards have to be in a certain category? So if I want to play in the Apex, is it 60 out of my 60? Is it 30 out of my 60?
Oh, I don't know.
If I'm playing in a rad or, the 90s tournament. Yeah, just curious.
I don't know. I can only guess. Maybe they have, by the way. This is one I just don't know personally. Someone in the audience might know. I would guess. The rad and the... So I saw a post by Eric saying that there might be, he might not have said might, he might have said there will be, but I just take it with a might because it's not like, who knows for sure. But Apex, I think, is sure. I thought I would guess or speculate if it hasn't been said, it would be all the cards need to be 160 and up.
Yeah. I know that they've talked about the 90s tournament, which is the rad and Grandma's Linoleum.
Yep.
The orange and blue tournament.
Keep going. There's more in that one.
Well, is it more within that parallel? So orange, blue, silver, and Blizzard?
Nope, not Blizzard. I can't remember actually the colors of the other two. If anyone in the audience knows, that'd be great. There's 4 those are called battle foils. Yeah. And those 4 colored battle foils coming from do you have the link in Radish? We do. Can you look at the pinned link in Radish?
Yeah.
I actually pinned that up. It was by Bo Jackson Battle Arena, and it actually tells you what the colors are. I'll pull it up too. If anyone hasn't seen it, it's posted in Bo Jackson Battle Arena Discord, but it's also in Radish pinned. I'm going there now.
Yeah.
Into the chat. Pinned. And look at that.
I put it up in.
So give me 1 second, guys. Okay. There's 4 different colored battle foils. And it says there is, I think these are the 4. Pink, which is Hex, green, which is Glow, orange, which is Fire, and blue, which is Ice. and the hex and the glow are in boosters.
Okay.
Okay, so I
Hex
think
and
all
glow
four. I
boosters.
think all four of those would be in their own tournament.
Okay. Yeah, and that's right now. I think it's just collect everything you can. Like if you see something you like, take it. But I'm always curious what's next. You know, ultimately, outside of all right, here's the things I like. I want to collect it. Like the CCs, they look awesome. The Halos, they look awesome. There's a couple others. I'm a Cincinnati boy, so of course Barocious and Ellie De La Cruz, Cruise Control. Those are the people that I'm collecting for a personal reason. And now, cool, I've got my personal. Now what? What am I collecting for the tournaments? And I think that's the next thing that I have to start to focus on.
Yeah, let's talk about that a second. So BlockPacks did quite a bit, a quite large survey to be able to gather a lot of data. And it's been published and it's on their YouTube channel, BlockPacks YouTube channel, and some discussions. Frenchie and I actually did some videos on those. And you really you can simply define the groups with collectors, players, and then it was called something else. I'm just simplifying. And then collectors and players. And then with the collectors and players, you have it leaning one way. So more collecting, but players, and then more players and collecting, right? And so what you found out was the middle is where most people are, right? Makes sense. It's the middle where most things are, instead of a skewed bell curve. So you're going to see that, I'm sure, with BoBA. That's my guess personally. But I think what you're going to see here is within collectors, what's your strategy of collecting? There's the reason of collecting, which you just gave us, Cloud. But what's the strategy of collecting? And so that is, hey, I set my limit each month or a year or whatever, or for a drop like the alpha, and I'm going to spend $500 total. There's I'm going to just spend until I don't want to buy anymore. So more unlimited. Then there's the one like me, which is I will buy as much as I think I can then sell. I need to sell enough from the buy to pay for the cost of the overall buy. So in other words, I essentially have to sell half of everything or more to be able to afford the cost of it to begin with. I get the leftovers.
Yep.
So I just want to point that out. There's a reason why you actually collect. There's a reason why that you actually buy it for investment reasons, collecting reasons, and so on. And then there's a strategy. And then play is actually very interesting too, right? Because this is a brand new game. So it's hard for people to come up with strategy right now because you haven't seen too many people play and what trends are coming out. But if you're on top of the trends now with a play group, holy crap, are you ahead of the curve? Yeah. So if you guys get these cards and start playing with some friends, you might see some trends that are coming out and you can keep it to yourselves and actually do really well in these tournaments and start collecting prizes and start being able to then look for trends on YouTube by watching some YouTube channels. Also, I want to point something out. Tell me if I'm wrong on this, Cloud, or anyone in the audience. Do we have anyone left in the audience?
So Spec is here with us live, and then we still have quite a few people watching out in the X and YouTube universes.
I want to ask real quick, is this something people want to hear? Because I can ramble on, and I want to do this for subject matter that people want to hear.
Yeah, we'll give the Twitter and X a second. Spec, you look busy over there. You just
always just drawn away.
noise in the background. Is there anything specific you want to know about the collectability behind all of this?
No, I mean, I'll be honest. I'm relatively new to this space. My kids are huge into Pokemon cards, so that's that's kind of my main foray into this. I collected sports cards as a kid. In fact, I have a whole binder dedicated to Bo Jackson. Someday I'd like to show him. But yeah, no, other than that, I just don't
I
really have
love it.
anything.
I honestly think you and I were like the target demographic here. I have a 3-year-old and an 8-year-old. The 8-year-old, he loves the Bo Jackson Battle Arena game I brought home from National. I grew up collecting baseball cards, wax junk, fell out of it for a really long time, and now coming right back into it because of all this kind of. And it's so cool being able to pass on those collecting to the next generation, and then I love the community. So
I have 4 kids, and in the middle, I have twin 12-year-old boys who were absolutely ravenous for this. And the only thing they do is they play rookie and they just talk crap the entire time.
Oh, that's awesome.
Them and their friends, they just so yeah, we have a starter set and they just keep playing it, and they can't wait to make decks. Like we bought a bunch of stuff and we ripped it this weekend, but they basically were just taking the packs out of my hands to open it. And you know what? I'm happy they enjoy it so much. So
that's great, man.
And the feedback we've had from Jordan out in the YouTube world is, yes, talk through this. So the floor is yours.
I should have given my background just a tiny bit, so people at least maybe think that I know some. Let me just give my background real quick. I started collecting cards in 1978, so I assume it's a lot more earlier than almost all the people watching because I'm an old person.
You're old.
I know. And I've been collecting, and I have personally over 1 million cards open. This isn't sitting in boxes. It's all opened. So unfortunately, the house is filling with it. I started Magic the Gathering playing with a group of friends that I still play with, all the exact same group. And we started in 1995. And I got went to my first tournament in 1995 and saw my DCI card from them, if you know what that is. So I've been playing TCG games since then. So that's my background. I've been on YouTube since 2000. That's, again, how old I am. Not YouTube, Jesus. Sorry, eBay since 2000. And so 24 years. Going on 25. And I started to seriously sell baseball cards, sporting cards, and TCG cards about 6 years ago. And I do it just for fun with my son, who's 12. And he gets some allowance money by selling, actually. We do it as a partner. It's Daddy Hawk is what I named the company. And he has half ownership. We just do it for fun. But it's actually done about $200,000 in gross in the last 6 years. And it's just like, I just throw some stuff up. He says, yes, sell this. I want to keep this. And that's where we're at. So that's my background, just knowledge wise. Now, damn it, where was I before I interrupt myself so rudely?
You wanted to talk more about the collecting thesis, I believe.
Oh, yeah. So, and then I went on a rant real quickly about how you can actually learn quite a bit yourself if you want to start playing the game and entering any tournaments. Listen, the tournament, entering a tournament for a new card game where there's prizes that are actually delicious. In other words, people want them either for what the cards are that might be the prizes in those tournaments that are actually worth something or very collectible, to any other kind of prizes with national, which is like 6 months away, seven months away. It's
7 months.
It's pretty close. Where there's going to be literally $100,000 prize winner. You'll never have it easier for Bo Jackson Battle Arena than this first year. Probably first 6 to 7 months, actually. After that, it'll get much harder because it'll get a lot of publicity, even more for the play aspect of it. And you're going to see the entries and the people playing it go through the roof. You're still going to see it grow fast, but they're going to see now it's got a competitive playing field. You're going to see the sharks start coming in, which will be interesting. But until then, this is really where you can make some money and get some really cool prize winnings. So one thing I wanted to let you know is I thought I had heard this before. This is not set in stone because I'm not sure, but I thought I had heard before, and I know Frenchie allowed this in another competition that Cloud actually remembers, and a lot of OGs do, which is that you can actually own the cards. You can own the 160 plus power Apex cards, and then you can have someone else play for you in the tournaments.
Yep.
That's allowed. No
Frenchie
problem at all.
said that multiple times. Yeah.
Yep. He's done it multiple times. So you don't have to play in the tournaments if you don't like playing in tournaments. There's a lot of reasons why you don't like playing in tournaments, from I'm not good at this game, nor do I want to learn it, or I'm shy, or I get too much stress. There's so many different reasons.
Or I'm busy on a Saturday.
Yeah, right. But you can find someone, work a deal with them, and have a stable of different guys or gals that actually go to tournaments for you and with your proxy cards. I'm going to guess, again, I don't know for sure. I'm going to guess that you can do proxy cards so that your real cards aren't ever out in the public with that person's hands where they could necessarily run away with them or get stolen.
So, yeah, it's interesting. Just real quick on the proxy. I know a lot of people have asked this because a lot of these cards, especially the higher power ones, people are going to want to get graded, and they're going to be sitting in slabs. And then they're like, what am I doing? Is B-Jam's going to have a slab of 60 cards that he's shuffling slabs around? Yeah. What Frenchie has said before, and again, this is all just what we've heard. The team will officially announce everything, but what Frenchie has said before is you can use proxy cards. So you can basically take a card, you write on it, this is my 180 power fire Bo Jackson, whatever you have to do. And you put that on just a paper copy of CC, and that goes in your deck. And now you have your slab over in your case or at home in a safe. I don't know exactly where. I don't know how close it has to be. And then you've got that card that's sitting in your deck that has that same power, has the same weapon type, all the other things. So that's that proxy play that Frenchie's talked about a couple of times, and I know a lot of community members have asked, wait, how's this going to work? Sorry. Interrupted you, but go for it.
If you play any kind of Magic the Gathering, you'll understand right away what a hot button proxies are right now. So until they come out with a ruling of it, it's not worth getting worked up about proxies until we know what the rules are around it. Just want to point that out for Magic players. So one thing I have not heard anyone talk about in breaks in the public videos and so on is that for these tournaments, you don't necessarily have to go. You can get someone to do it for you. And then I would assume work out a deal. In fact, for one of the older tournaments, Bantams it was called, about 2 years ago in National, 3 years ago, someone in the community actually had me play for him. And then we worked out a deal on percentages for the winnings. And I did place enough to actually earn some winnings. So I'm going to stop there. I really want interaction with the audience. If there's things that you want to come on stage to talk about, give advice, or you want me to talk about, or back and forth with me, or Cloud, or Speck, or Speck, which is a type of ham in Germany, which is really, really good. It's pronounced Speck. Then please go ahead. If not, we'll just end it. And then we'll get see if people want to do this again or not. I have lots more to talk about with BoBA, but it's really up to you guys if you find it valuable or enough, and pipe up.
Yep. Or
we'll give it a few moments.
Yeah, or tag us in Discord.
I haven't looked in Discord. I'll take a quick look.
I've been looking around so far.
I'm perfect. My name's Cloud. Oh, sorry.
Or I do this with Slappy enough that I understand. All right, while one person's talking, the other person can be off, trying to find something in the background. And let's be honest, Hawk, you like to talk.
What? Yeah, it's been a while. There's a lot of new people who have no idea who I am,
true.
What I look like. I'm a handsome old guy.
I have my serialized Showtime sitting right next to me.
Oh, wow.
Number 18. I missed the jersey number by one.
The jersey number for that. Is that N24?
Yeah, that's a National 24 serialized.
Right. You could tell actually by the way it looks. There's
Yeah.
not ones that are made like that look wise, except for N24. And the emblem. Can you point out the emblem so people know that this is from National?
So
Nope. Yeah.
right here, you see the little
You go closer.
24.
See the reflection like I was mentioning when you get them. There you go. N24. N is for National. 24 is for the year at National.
And then down here, there were some that were serialized.
Yep.
And then there were other ones that were not serialized. So we've got my Merlots that came out of my silver pack.
That one's fading in and out.
I know.
But
I need to get some new cards in so I can actually feel the newer cards instead of the only two special ones there.
Yeah.
And of course the play test ones for the national.
I heard this asked as a question. I'll just go over it really quick. Frenchie answered it. But if you take a look, this is Bojack's. Yes, he's in the N24 National. There was only 2,999 boxes created, which is pretty darn limited. This is what the starter kit. This is all only what they came in. Starter kit. This one's sealed. There was two predetermined decks, so they always got the same thing, and they were on each side. And in there was always 3, I think, of Bo Jackson and 3 of a bunch of other players.
I believe so.
And then
I think it's one of
the
each of the so steel, fire, and ice versions of everybody.
The same hot dogs and plays. They're in here. 10 hot dogs and plays. But then there was a potential for
a gold pack. 1 in 7 had a gold pack sitting in there.
And so on and so forth. So people were saying like it's Bo Jackson, and why is the strength only 100? And here is can you show that Merlot's foil? Check out the power. This one's rare, guys.
100.
It's 100. So why is it so low?
And Showtime 100.
The reasons why they're so low, like a paper Showtime is 135, I think, and the alpha. So the reasons why they're so low is these were meant to be played and how to learn the game. These were meant to actually be moved around, to be able to be bent and so on. This is for kids and adults alike to actually use them all the time to play. They weren't. They might be collectible. That was always, potentially there, because there were a limited run of them. But they were meant to just figure out the game, have fun, and so on. So they weren't meant to compete with the first alpha set. So the numbers were lower.
Yep.
So that's all it was. So just a question that was asked.
You talking right there. It's just quick math. There were 3,000 of those that were created, sold, given out, whatever. So of those 3,000, each of them had 2 play decks in it. Each play deck had 3 Bo Jacksons. So 6 Bo Jacksons out of each. So 6 times 3,000. There are 18,000 Bo Jacksons with a National 24 stamp out of there. And that's it. That's all.
Yep. I don't think many people did the math properly, because a lot of people just said there's 3,000 boxes, so there's 3,000 bows, and that's not it. What you just said is correct.
But I mean, even that number, that's not a lot. So be interesting to see here in a couple of years. Does that matter?
And I think I don't know if I have it here. I'll show you the other bows if it's right on top, but if not, then we'll probably wrap this up. And then I do need to know, you don't have to say in comments here, but I do need to know, posted either in the Bo Jackson Battle Arena Discord or in the Radish one, if you want to do these again. I love doing them, but I'm not going to do them if there's just no people or 1 or 2. So,
am I allowed to comment and say I want to do them again? Because I love jumping on and just talking.
you don't count. You don't count.
Especially for the next 3 weeks, because work is going to be kind of slow for me. And so this is going to be my obsession.
Again, you don't count because I can just talk to you another way.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
Uh-huh. All right. Hey. It doesn't seem like anyone has got questions, so we're good.
But before we go, I know right now, I think Legendary had posted it, or the Legend posted in there. He's doing some breaks. I know Radish, we might have a couple of breaks. Actually, no, we do have a couple of breaks coming this Saturday. I think right now we have 3 breaks planned. Each break will have the hot dogs, so 30 hot dogs. Oh, I'm glad they were sent to your house and not mine. They would end up getting opened up, and Scott would yell at me. But each of our breaks is going to have 1 hobby, 1 jumbo, and 1 blaster. You buy 1 hot dog, and you have the same hot dog through all 3 of those packs. So, or all 3 of those boxes.
Jeez,
so
I can't do anymore. It's too heavy. I'm just gonna put them back.
Yep. So jump on if you want to get a hot dog. There's I think 4 left for break number 1. I think there's 5 left for break number 2, and maybe 9 or 10 for break number 3.
Listen,
and that's what we're
cheap.
going to do on Saturday.
They're really cheap. If you take a look and compare prices, they're a really good price.
$39 a hot dog. And then we'll see what we do after that. We ended up buying, as you could see with Hawk, we bought some. Not as much as we wanted to, but more than I originally had planned, which always seems to be the Block Pack's way. You never buy as much as you want, but you always buy more than you originally planned. So make sure you stop by our Discord or talk to us in the BoBA Discord. We'll be doing breaks. Honestly, this is what I love to do, is just come on, let's just talk. So
Too much.
Yeah, I get told that. But Spec, you're on here. I'm going to turn it to you. Here. Any final words, questions, comments, points of rebuttal?
Points of rebuttal.
No, I'm really, really thankful for everyone and the reception I've gotten so far and all the feedback on the art, and just don't be afraid, just post it in the chat if you have any questions on anything you'd like to see. I'm always up for I'm always up for learning and just making sure that the product is, as much as I like collecting it, the product isn't for me, it's for everyone else. So it's not about what I think looks good.
So my comment, Bayou,
the
next time you do something with him, put something Cincinnati in it. I know he's not going to be there long, but I've got to have something.
All right, on the next year's Bayou, we'll jazz
anything Cincinnati. I don't care if it's just a bangle in the background. What are you doing over there, fish? See what I have to put up with every day. This is what I have to deal with. So, yeah.
All right, bye everyone.